Greetings, fellow Trekkies and Trekkers. It's time for another episode of Treknicity Live, that show here on the interwebs where we talk about pretty much anything that we want to do with Star Trek. And as always, I am your host, Lars Scenza, coming to you from somewhere beyond the cosmos, or perhaps Southern California. And as you can see, I have yet another special guest. My hetero life mate and fellow redshirt geek, Patrick Murray, is back here for another review of a Star Trek movie. Say hi, Patrick.
I'm not doing it again. I'm too tired. I don't care. Yeah. Okay.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the next Star Trek movie in the line, Star Trek DOS.
The only movie where Khan appears. The only one. Ever. The only one. Ever. There are no other movies with Khan in them. Got it? Thank you. Okay.
So yes, we're going to talk about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Die.
Khan.
Thank you. So, for those of you who haven't seen this movie, well, too late. I'm not even going to do
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm not even going to give you a spoiler warning because, I mean, hell, man, the movie came out, 1982?
Also, this is literally on one of the top 3 of the movies. Maybe the best one.
No.
Although I like Star Trek 6 a little bit more, and Star Trek First Contact. But if I had to pick the 3 tops, this is one of them.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how good it is.
Yes, I agree. It is very much the top of or it's not the top of the batting order for me. My favorite, of course, is Star Trek 6, with a very, very close second, Star Trek First Contact, and Wrath of Khan rounding third.
Yeah. Side note, this one's 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. You don't even want to know what movie that doesn't actually exist beat it on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that right now because then I'm going to have to curse excessively. So let's talk about the movie that we're going to talk about, which was released in 1982. Let me put on my old man glasses because if Kirk can do it because he's a pansy ass, I can do it too.
Right.
Also, I can't read my notes in the light. See, it's a freaking mess.
You can't read your notes anytime. I mean, even in the direct light, right in front of you, like daylight, printed out in front of you, you can't read your notes.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's start with the team behind it. Nicholas Meyer directed.
Yep.
Music was done by the late great James Horner. I can't talk today. He also wrote the music for Titanic, Dances with Smurfs, Avatar, Apollo 13, Braveheart, The Mask of Zorro. I love those are all except for Titanic and Dances with Smurfs, which I've never actually seen. I've never seen Avatar. The only Avatar I've seen is Last Airbender.
Uh-huh. So just a heads up, everybody. I do see that the signal coming in from Patrick is a little glitchy right now. We are having some bandwidth issues here on this end, so just bear with us, okay? Sorry.
Some bandwidth issues?
Some bandwidth issues.
Okay. So it starts with a new character, Lieutenant Savick, played by Kirstie Alley in this movie alone. Then the bitch went on to Cheers and
then blew up like a balloon. And yeah, it looks like we may have lost signal to Patrick. Yes, we did. You can see that. Isn't it wonderful? Well, we're still streaming, and we'll get him back here in just a moment. And I'm sure that when he gets back, he'll realize that we have lost him completely. This is fun. Well, as he was saying, Kirstie Alley joins the Star Trek cast as Lieutenant Savick. And now we've got him back, albeit glitchy is all glitchy.
Okay. Yeah, just tell me when I come back, because I'll be in and out. In and out, and in and out, and in and out. Wait, I better stop that.
No, that's Star Trek 3.
So, oh, yeah. So, basically, they're on the bridge of the Enterprise, and, well, they get into an attack, and everybody dies. Oh, yeah, it's the Kobayashi Maru. So, of course, everybody dies.
Yeah.
The first thing you notice is that we see 3 Klingons flying in the exact formation they did in Star Trek The Motionless Picture. Because this movie and Star Trek 3 pretty much just reuse footage because they're too cheap to get new footage.
Mm-hmm. Well, after the mess that was Star Trek: The Motionless Picture, their budget was cut severely. Severely. I think by an order of magnitude by 2 or 3.
Yeah, but they still drew light and magic in to do the effects. And this is between Star Wars. This was between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so they were obviously busy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. So one odd thing, though, I noticed in the Kobayashi Maru thing, they fly in the neutral zone. The neutral zone's not a line; it's a ball. Why is it a ball in space that's okay? Okay. Of course, when Kirk walks onto the bridge, I can imagine him actually eating an apple. Although since it's Shatner, it probably wouldn't make him look more like an asshole, but
maybe. So,
speaking of which, okay, now that we've represented.
Yeah, and I apologize, folks. We are having obviously some serious bandwidth issues this evening. So hopefully,
when I cut out, just talk over me.
As I do.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So let's see here. So, I can't read my notes and I've lost my flow.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the Klingon neutral zone being a ball.
Yeah. Balls. Okay, so they get done with that, and of course we get some good, hammy but delicious and good dialogue. Because in this movie, unlike Star Trek: The Motionless Picture, the dialogue's actually snappy and fun to listen to. It's like they gave them personalities or something.
Oh no!
Even Spock has a personality.
No way.
Yes way, dude.
Way, dude.
Okay. Okay, so let's see here. So after they clear off, an interesting side note, I was watching a list of top 10 weird things that were auctioned off for movies. The next scene, they walk off, there's a guy doing a sweeper thing behind them. That was actually auctioned off for thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Some little thing. Yeah. And just
space vacuum.
Happen to have seen it. Yeah, space vacuum. A vacuum for space!
Yep.
So there's not much that happens after that. Find out Spock is captain of the Enterprise. Kirk is just an admiral conducting reviews, and he's old. He gets a pair of glasses because he can't read worth a rat's ass anymore. And of course, Romulan ale because we always have to have Romulan ale.
Remind our viewers why Kirk wears glasses and does not take Retinax.
Because he's allergic or something.
Uh-huh.
Hey, paid attention to this movie. I actually didn't fall asleep.
Oh, well,
it was actually moving all the way to the end. So we cut to the USS Reliant, which has Chekhov.
And Captain Terrell.
Yeah, Captain whoever. Doesn't really matter.
Don't forget Commander Kyle.
Yep. And they're talking with a Marcus who doesn't have obvious some exist, and her son David. So they, and I probably get this out of order because my notes are all over the place. It's a mess. One thing they start discussing.
Well, okay, now that you can see that we've lost him and signal again, the thing is that what we have is, okay, we're back. You talk about them talking to Carol Marcus and David Marcus, who are on Regular One, and we've lost him again. This is a fine episode. So just to kind of carry on the connection, or the conversation a little bit, yes, David and Carol are on Regular One. They are the ones who have developed the Genesis device. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know when I'm back. We found out a couple things. Carol has some connection to James Kirk. What's his name? David hates Kirk because, well, Kirk's an asshole.
Yep. And he's also
And he also discussed the possibility that Genesis could be used as a weapon. So the Reliance investigating a planet called SETI Alpha 6. So they beam down because there might be life and they need a completely lifeless planet. So they go down, they find the shipping containers. It looks like somebody's been living on this hellish dust storm of a planet. And Chekhov turns and finds a belt buckle that says SS Botany Bay. Botany Bay?
Botany
oh, no.
Bay!
I wasn't there for this. And here we go, big gaff, because in walks one and only Khan.
Yep. Khan
and this is when Khan meant shit. Remember that. Khan first appeared in the first season episode, Botany Bay.
Right.
I'm sorry, Space Seed.
Thank you. And we've lost him yet again.
Mother. Dick's on a...
And he's back.
Okay. Now, from there they... From the original episode, Kirk had stranded them on SETI Alpha 5.
That is correct. And we've lost him yet again. This is turning out to be a fantastic episode tonight. And welcome back again.
Well, I'd just like to thank I'd just like the person that's made sure your internet sucks ass.
Yes, I'll thank him too.
Okay, so the big thing here is the obvious gaffe. Chekhov was introduced in season 2. He never interacted with Khan.
Right.
Big wrong.
But Khan apparently knew him when he's like, yeah.
I remember you, although you were not on there that season.
Although they did say they did attempt to retcon it a little bit, but still, yeah, big gaff.
Bullshit.
Yep. Especially since they retconned it via a novel, a non-canonical novel. Right. And so we have we're
some little cute little earworms and bigger earworms than, I don't know, pick a song.
No.
I don't know. I can't. I was going to go with something Taylor Swift personally, because that's what jumped.
Or Baby Shark.
Of course, there's a couple things here. Number one, Khan's fully justified in being pissed. He has every reason to go and find and kill the shit out of Kirk, because Kirk's a dick.
Yep.
Also, what was the design? Some odd thing that struck me. You had the entire episode where you were talking about uniforms, and that starting at Star Trek 2, they had really good uniforms.
Yeah.
What the shit is up with Khan's shirt? It's like, look, here's my pecs.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no accounting for taste on the alien or Khan's uniform.
I mean, what the shit, folk? So we get to the Enterprise with more Reesed footage. Thankfully, they don't take the 5, 10, 20 minutes to fly out to the Enterprise. It's like, hey, there's the Enterprise. Okay, let's pull it. Okay, we're done.
And the Enterprise takes off on a training cruise.
Same footage. Yay. Exciting. So, naturally, they say, let's go out on a cruise because I'm Captain Kirk and I just want to fly around on the Enterprise. So, out they go. Da-da-da.
Yes, so they take off. They carry on through.
Music soars, and I love this music to death.
Right.
So, from there, let's see what happens. Reliant contacts the regular one. Says, side note.
I like that. Side note, and he freezes. This is great. This is just turning out to be a fantastic episode. Yeah.
Let me know when I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, I'm back that quick. Okay, so I'm like freezing for seconds and coming back.
Yep.
Okay, so naturally Reliant calls up and tells Regular One, which on a side note that I forgot to go to, is the space station from Star Trek Motionless Picture flipped upside down. That's it.
Yep.
They reused everything on this. So we get to, of course, Carol Marcus and them are panicking and calling for help, and it reaches Kirk. And of course, Enterprise is the only ship in the quadrant. What the hell? Seriously. Explain that one to me.
J.J. Abrams did it as well in the first Abrams Trek movie. Yeah. So, and it looks like he's good and properly frozen again. This time we've lost connection. So yes, the Enterprise does respond. They basically get to, and he's back. And
is that Kirk goes to see Spock, and Spock tells him to take command. There's this really cool of the Idic symbol, the Vulcan Idic symbol, in a nice, cool mural. And of course, Spock is saying to give them the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. Yeah. And of course, the line, "I have always been and always shall be your friend." Now, from there, we get to find out what Genesis is, featuring something that is cooler than cool. A digital rendering of the Genesis effect. Now, this was done by ILM, using computers that would eventually be turned into what was known as the Pixar computer.
Ooh.
So in this movie, we see the birth of Pixar. Literally, is in this movie.
That's amazing.
That is holy shit cool, because Lucas didn't even stick that in the Star Wars trilogy.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, there you go.
So there you go. There's your holy shit fact for the day. Now, of course, this wouldn't be complete without some moralistic bullshit. Something about the population and food production. We're running out, so we need the Genesis device. And we are still not running out of that food or population problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can suck my ass on that one. So that's, and of course, Dr. McCoy plays Luddite #1 by screaming about how this is all terrible and bad, and all this technology is all bad because bad.
Because reasons.
Because technology bad.
Okay.
So from there we go to the first battle. Enterprise rolls up, and of course, in this beautiful slow ships heading toward each other scene, very much a classic naval style battle. They're not sure what's happening. We're seeing what's happening, and then blam, they blow the hell out of the Enterprise.
Right. So Reliant does fire its phasers. It hits. It actually hits Enterprise. Is this the? I believe this is the first shot that hits it along the secondary hull.
Yep, just scars the living shit out of it, blows up all the stuff, pretty much gets them down to batteries. But they manage to drop Reliant's shields because Kirk knows this stuff better than Khan, even though Khan is the superior intellect.
But there is in this, we'll talk a little bit more about this when we talk about the final battle between Reliant and Enterprise. But there is one really important aspect or point that was raised that gave Kirk the advantage during the space battles, and this is something that was brought to his attention. I believe was it by Spock that Khan is basically isn't used to fighting battles in 3 dimensions. So, of course, in space, you do have the 3 dimensions. You have the X, the Y, and the Z axes.
We're in America, damn it.
Z.
Bite my shiny metal ass. Okay, so, of course, Kirk manages to outwit Khan because Khan doesn't know about this cool little thing. They just invented how you override a ship. Boom, shields down, blast them, and then they escape. So they go to regular one, find some bodies, find Chekhov and Captain, what's his name?
Terrell.
Yeah, Captain Redshirt. We'll just call him Captain Redshirt. Although they're all wearing red, he's pretty much the red shirt he's the red shirt officer of the episode. But before that, I forgot, Scotty has the decency to bring up a pretty whine, bitch, moan. Okay, so they go to regular one. They find dead bodies hanging. Then they figure out there's a transporter. They beam down into the asteroid, where they, of course, what is his name? Oh, David decides to try to beat the shit out of Kirk, which is probably a good idea because Kirk's a dick. Of course, we find out that the reason Chekhov and Captain Redshirt were left was so that they could kill Kirk and take Genesis. Of course, they get Genesis, and Khan tells him to kill Kirk and says, I can't. So Captain Redshirt goes, I can't do this. Okay. And shoots himself. And then check. Boom. Done. See, this leads to Kirk going, ha, Khan, I'm still alive. Nah, 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 nah. Well, then I will let you die there. Khan! Hold on. Khan! It didn't cut out during that, did it?
No. No, of course not.
Now, an important thing that had happened here is that Spock had told him how many days everything was going to be down. So after 2 hours, that little code that said, Spock said, hours are like days. Suddenly, we're back. Let's get back on the ship. Can you beam us up? Sure, beam. And let's go fight Khan now. That was after, of course, they looked. How did they get? Do they have a big ass sunlight thingy mounted up?
I don't know.
In the Genesis cave? I really don't know either. That was dumb. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. By the way, another side note I see in my notes here. Khan looked like he had an orgasm when Kirk was going, Khan! Oh.
Yeah.
So by the book, they get back to the ship. They mount up for Battle Part 2 after Kirk finally reveals, still down below, reveals that he cheated on the Kobayashi Maru. We would see this done stupider, of course, in Abrams' Trek, which still like the movie, but yeah, that's kind of stupid. And I think they were trying to get Chris Pine to seem like Shatner. That's why they gave him the apple.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was a direct nod back to Star Trek 2.
Because Kirk's an asshole. Okay, so Battle Part 2, they fly at the Mutara Nebula, which knocks out the shields and visuals, so they pretty much, all they can do is just kind of fly around and hope to run into each other. Khan gets a few lucky shots and damages the Enterprise. Of course, Kirk figures out that the whole 3D thing, flies down. Khan circles around and he goes, Rip, hi, we're here. Boom, blows the hell out of him. And Khan, of course, says, screw you, turns on the Genesis device. And, of course, we have the 4-minute race to try to get out of there. And Enterprise is going slowly. And Spock says, okay, I'm tired of this shit, and I'm tired of being Spock. So he goes down, fixes the problem, and they go to warp. Boom, Genesis planet, Spock's a corpse. Of course, this scene we all know, and we know that the scene is probably the most emotional.
Yep. Especially when Kirk's voice breaks when he says, to me, he was the most human.
Yeah. Spock ends his life by saying, I will always be your friend, and then...
Wasn't there some conversation back when you and I were teenagers about, just imagine if Mr. Spock was gay?
He's a little dead to be gay.
Whoa. Sorry. It just goes back.
Now, if you had some gay necrophiliacs, they could enjoy Spock then.
Oh, no. Oh, that's
okay.
So bad.
Yeah, I just took that there. Of course, I'm trying to remember, was this inserted in the original? Was this originally inserted in the movie, or did they edit this in later when Spock knocks out McCoy and does the quick mind meld and does the mind dump?
That was edited in the last minute when the original ending was shown to test audiences, and they went ape shit because Spock dead, bad yum.
So they basically threw it in because they needed something to say.
Maybe there's a way we can bring it back if necessary.
A CYA mind meld.
Yep, and it was basically it was the birth of the Katra.
Yeah. Another note on Spock's ceremony when they shoot him out the torpedo. Scotty's standing there playing bagpipes. Do you know how loud bagpipes are?
Well, there's a reason why bagpipe players walk while they play. It's to get away from the noise.
Yeah. Strangely, Scotty's bagpipes were excessively loud. No, they were excessively quiet for some reason.
Yeah.
They weren't loud. They weren't loud at all.
Maybe they were future bagpipes with a built-in noise reducer.
Yeah. To make it tolerable for people playing bagpipes?
I guess so.
Okay. And they were probably Irish pipes, too, because Irish pipes sound better than the Scottish ones.
Hey.
There you go. Yeah. Take that, Scottish. Your bagpipes suck. I'm going to get my ass kicked by the Scots.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
On the door, and somebody goes, "Oh, you had to glow it on the bagpipes, eh?" Bam!
I'll take it! And then it'll just go to gibberish, obviously.
Yep.
So of course, they're orbiting Genesis planet, talking about yay and new life in the shadow of things, and
Roddy, rah. Yeah, right.
We get Spock doing the space, the final frontier. After showing his coffin there, so yeah, maybe, and the end, and the music soars, and I just love the soundtrack. So it was great just watching the whole thing. So what did I do? Did I give one or two of these two for Star Trek Emotionless Picture?
You gave it.
We're giving it 5 out of 5 here. 1, 2. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 4, 5. We're getting it 5 because this one. If you skipped Star Trek: The Motionless Picture, no one would give a shit.
Nobody cares.
It's a trilogy of movies, even though 3 is the weaker one of the two, and 4 is just a freaking joke. Really, it's most. Yeah, we've said this episode definitely one of the best of the best. And wait, they know how to curse in this.
And, of course, we've lost him yet again. We've lost all connection. So it's okay. And we got him back.
Okay, so let's wrap this up because I'm tired of glitching out because somebody's a whiny ass.
Uh-huh.
Note, send in this video. Send him an email to this video, please.
Sure. All right, well, this has been Treknicity, and of course I'm completely flabbergasted because of the glitching tonight. Next episode will be on Friday, and then Patrick will join me again next week while we review Star Trek 3, hopefully with a much better stable connection.
Yeah.
Back, I'm going to go ahead and take us out. As always,
get us out of here.
Yeah, as always, please rock out with your Spock out. See ya, folks. Goodbye, stupid freaking thing.
Boom.